right, I'd like to call to order the December 8th, 2025 meeting of the Swissvale-Braddock Hills Regional Police Department. Could we all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of fallen officers. All right. So roll call. Mayor Deneen Swartzwelder.
Here.
Mayor Jack Brown.
Here.
Chris Hansen.
Here.
Josh Miser. Cassandra Schaefer.
Here.
Angela Stribling. I'm present. So we have Solicitor Gavin or McTiernan. They're both absent. So we'll move forward with commission business.
Motion to approve the minutes from the November 10th meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I make a motion to hire David Nickel as the IT administrator at an hourly rate of $32.68.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? I'd like to thank Dave for his continuous commitment to us and the borough and keeping us connected to the outside world and keeping us sane throughout the process. Any other discussion? Hearing
And everybody knows Dave? Have you met him or?
Hi.
This is David.
The big thing with this is we want continuity of service. Dave works with the police department as well as the other borough functions and keeping us up to track on IT stuff. So it's just a continuation of what we're already doing. He's familiar with everything. He knows what we're doing.
Makes sense to me.
any other further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, so we're gonna move on to financial issues, and we're gonna have a presentation of our proposed budget by Chief Watson.
So I've attached to the document from the proposed budget that been worked on between Manager Batchy and myself, detailing the projected income and expenditures for next year for the regional police department. Continues with the contributions from Swissvale and Braddock Hills being Swissvale paying about 81% and Braddock Hills paying 19%. It has earnings from temporary investments, grant proceeds. That's the regionalization grant that we got through PCCD. That's next year's share of the money based on the $150,000 grant. It's a little lopsided because 12,000 of that is direct expense for a reimbursed expense for like striping and patches and badges.
How
And
much did you say?
the total for the grant,
The direct.
like 12,500, I think it's something like that. And then the rest is reimbursement for half my salary and benefits. So that's why it comes out that way. State aid for pensions is a pass through. We're going to receive approximately 276,000 next year, and then that'll be reflected in expenditures. Police reports, we typically get about $3,000 a year, so that's directly from what we earn. Detail reimbursements and drug task force reimbursements are again pass throughs. I mean, if we spend 1,000, we get 1,000 back, so we have to have a place order there, so that's why that's there. And then the healthcare reimbursement, that's a contractual amount that the police officers pay towards their healthcare. So that's reflected based on the total payment. So that's an accurate reflection of what people pay. For expenditures, it goes through all the salaries, including the chief and 17 full-time officers, The part-time wages are, reflect 10 part-time shifts a week. Overtime wages, we set at 100,000 based on a reasonable expectation of use of overtime. The next several items are contractually, holiday pay, longevity pay. We do have a line for court pay, overtime that they use. Comp time buyback, what that is another contractual issue. They can sell back court time for a certain amount. Traffic control and detail wages is a placeholder for the line above. Payment in lieu of benefits, that is in their contract. Officers can, if they have health care from another source, they can receive a 50% reimbursement for their health care. So there is a savings on top of that of, if we had to pay for all their health care, it would be, 88,000 for their health care. So there is a savings reflected when we pay them for their benefits. Uniform allowance is a contractual amount, and then there was extra money put in there to reflect some of the grant money for the badges and patches and stuff like that. Workers' compensation, health insurance, pension, dental, vision, AD&D, long-term disability are all contractual things. The second page, we get the healthcare reimbursement. That's the deductible.
That's deductible on the health plan. We pay the deductible. All the health plans have $1,000 deductible, and 500 for single coverage, 1,000 for all other borough. We paid that. We put that in here. That's just a line item that comes out of.
So then we get into the expenditures for operations of the police department. Everything from office supplies, vehicle operating expenses is gas. General supplies, police protective gear, which is typically like bulletproof vest. General expenses, small tools and equipment that go all the way through. Legal services. We get into our professional services, legal services and auditing fees, risk management service, payroll processing. The K-9 expense, there was a question if it's low. We've been very fortunate that the K-9 officers are very responsible, and that expense generally reflects veterinary care for the dogs. So that's why it's not that much money. We're lucky that we've had great benefactors that have paid for a lot of that program. Annual accreditation expense, that's a new thing. With us getting accredited this second year, there's a lot to learn to keep it up, and we're working on that to keep that accreditation up to where it needs to be. It's a learning process for us. So the desire is this will be the last year we have that expense, and then it'll go away after that. Communication expense, phones and internet, those are for the computers in the cars, and internet for the building, and also some of our off-site locations where we have cameras. And then there's some other payments for software, for email, and then the LPR licensing and maintenance goes with that system. So I'm sorry, I was going to break here. Insurance, we have our liability, rent, utilities, damage deductible, which is new. That was carried by the borough when we put money in there. So if we have a car accident, companies. Dues and subscriptions, that's typically memberships I have to chiefs organizations that I find a lot of value in gaining education and learning from. Vehicle maintenance or repair, that's maintaining the vehicles, web maintenance and design. We have to maintain a website. Education and training, that expense has gone up over the past couple of years. A lot of the trainings that were free are now expensive. And major equipment, we have nothing for next year. We have submitted a grant for 4 new vehicles, LSA grant. Mr. Batchy and I worked on that and got that submitted, and it is in the process. Lease payments and principal and interest are for the existing vehicles. We do have some payments left. So that should cover everything in the budget.
I do want to point out that we will have an executive session after this meeting to discuss ongoing contract negotiations. So, which can't be, which we shouldn't discuss.
Some questions. So the $1,000 for the web maintenance and design, what is that covering?
I think that was a placeholder because we had nothing to put in there before.
Okay. It just seems low, because currently, I mean, the borough of Swissvale, part of their web design, I mean, I know it's not the whole thing, but Mr. Batchy, do you happen to know, it's like $5,000 or $6,000 a year?
It's like 7,600.
7,600, okay.
But I think we were talking about, if I remember, Lindsay, didn't you say you were able to do something to get that started?
I haven't started anything yet.
No, I'm saying, no, didn't you say you were able to, you thought you would be able to do something with the website?
Yeah.
Like, is it gonna be a separate, its own entity, not connected to Swissvale? I mean, linked, of course, between the two,
It
but
will have
not
its-
hosted?
It will have its own URL.
Yeah,
But it'll be linked, they'll be linked to each other.
Yeah, it'll be separate.
Currently linked now.
it's currently linked.
And
now.
actually, if you go to the domain name.
Yeah.
It forwards it to the regionalization page. It's currently on Swissvale's website. So that's one option that you have.
So the police are not using Civic Plus for that, they're using something different, something else that then is just linked to between the borough website.
Yeah, it's currently linked there now. I mean, whatever you do in the future.
I think the goal is that we will have our own website.
So you don't have your own website, you just have your own
We have
domain.
your domain
Okay.
currently, yes. We don't have it online.
Okay,
So there's gonna be a transition period.
Yeah.
Where
sure,
we can make some decisions about how we want to move forward with that.
yeah,
That everybody's still getting information and has access to it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily need to be said.
well, I mean, that answers my question. It sounds, so what I'm hearing is the borough is still, is, at least for the time being, is still kind of holding the majority of that cost from our membership to Civic Plus. And the police just have some extra, they're still using that same design arm, but have their own domain through that. Okay, well, then that explains why. It's low, so that's okay. My other question I have, so I mean, we had our budget presentation for the borough of Swissvale and things are tight for us, I know, as a borough. I'm a little nervous that these grant funds. So a couple things. First of all, this budget is coming in $30,000 higher than what was originally budgeted in our Swissvale budget presentation in terms of expense. It's like $32,000 higher. Swissvale does not have that kind of money to put $32,000 in addition to it. But on top of that, I'm nervous about sustainability because of, the loan. We have about $30,000 of one-time expenses between the striping and the accreditation, which you said is going to go away next year. But
And
we're
there's still grant money into the following year.
well, that's what I was going to say. Is I'm nervous that yes, that gets us through years 1 and 2, but what happens in years 3? Are we going to see an increase of $60,000 to make that budget?
I mean, a lot of the expenses up front are transitional. So 35,000, I think, is fair to say that's a transitional expense. And there are things that can be getting rid of. Other than ordinary inflation of expenses and sitting down once there's a contract signed that shows what those expenses will be.
Yeah.
Looking at it. It's hard to predict exactly how much it's gonna go. So
Sure.
I do understand your concern because we do have to manage what we have. I also want to say that we're just starting this, so we don't know how much other grant opportunities are out there that we will get. By doing this, we've already put in an LSA grant for about 360,000.
Yeah, somewhere.
I mean, that's for
That would be
vehicles.
for vehicles.
Yeah.
Which is an expense you're going to have to incur no matter what.
Yes.
So there is real savings there over an expense that you can't get away with. So, I mean,
I'm just nervous that right now we have 86,000, so we have $35,000 of one-time expense, but we're using $86,000 of grant funding,
yes,
of which next year we're only going to have 70,000, less than that, 65,000 left.
Okay.
So we're already decreasing by 20,000, and we're increasing the share to Swissvale by 32,000 from what was projected just a week ago, a week and a half, I guess it was just a week ago, whenever, so I'm nervous that we're out of the gates, that we're gonna struggle with sustainability of the financial implications of this. So
There's some things in here that aren't completely fixed.
say that again.
There are some things in here that are not completely fixed. We're in the middle of contract negotiations with the unions.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why this looks this way is includes potential expenses.
Yeah, sure.
That we haven't, obviously agreed to anything yet, but
I understand.
But I understand your point. And I think it's gonna be on us to make sure that we are looking for every grant opportunity. There's gonna be doors that are opening because we are a regional police department that wouldn't have opened to us as a standalone. But I do absolutely understand your concern. And with this annual accreditation, that goes away. Some of these other items that they don't go away. They're just that it's not
Yes,
an option. But with like legal services, we don't even know what that's gonna come in at.
correct, yeah.
So, I mean, that's because we haven't put the RFP up.
Yeah.
We're chasing after a date. And this is part of the issue with the delay in the implementation.
Sure.
In the start. So,
But I mean, I have a problem that like, we're going back to Swissvale for $32,000 more than what was originally projected in the budget that we had presented a week ago, of which we were already looking at a $400,000 deficit in Swissvale that we're trying to figure out how to deal with. So I'm just expressing my concerns on the front end as this is being presented.
Okay.
I know we're not voting on it today.
Right.
yeah.
So does the salaries reflect an increase
Yes.
for everybody?
Yes. Yes.
So we're padded there.
Correct.
Okay.
What that looks like, we'll discuss in executive session. Yeah. But yes. That's why everyone got something in the email that had 3 columns. This is the 3rd column.
I didn't get it because we have the correct.
Got
Did you send it to me?
Okay, so there's 3 columns. This is the highest of the 3, and that's why I asked Tim to present it today as such, so we can discuss items. And the reason why we can't discuss it in the open is because it is personnel, and we are in the middle of contract negotiations. So those items are not something we discuss in open forum. Are there other questions? And there'll be time for us to discuss further. I would entertain now a motion to advertise the budget. We have to give a 10-day notice to pass a budget. This has to be passed by the end of the year. If we authorize today for advertisement, that would go out this Thursday, which our earliest date would be the 21st, 22nd. So what I would propose, given that it is also a holiday week for a lot of folks, I would propose the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. for the budget. The reason why I say 7:30 is because Braddock Hills has their holiday decoration contest from 6 to 7. So to give our Braddock Hills members the opportunity to attend without rushing through.
If you want to do that virtually.
We can.
Okay. I might be nice for that night.
Sure. Is that it? I mean, somebody make a motion. I'm game.
I'll make a motion for a special meeting to approve the budget on December 22nd at 7:30, and that is a virtual meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now we have to advertise that. Jumping back up to number 5C. Is there a motion to advertise that, which we have to do?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Great. So just to recap what just happened, we jumped through two different sections here, but that's fine. We will advertise this Thursday, the meeting for December 22nd at 7:30 PM. And those both were, motions were made and seconded. Carrying further for financial.
Motion to discuss and approve contract for copier use and service with Precision Copier Company.
Is there a second?
Second.
And discussion. Do you want to share?
So, Mr. Braschi and I met with Precision Copier, which is who we use now. We've used for several years. We're very happy with their service. We asked them to provide us with a bid, and it's attached to your documents here. We would recommend that we would take a 60-month lease at $320 a month for that lease, which is actually less than we pay now. So,
Can I just interject too? The lease on the police department copiers expired in August. I just extended it month to month at the end of the year, so we cleaned at the beginning of the year to have the contract, because they told us we could not assign the contract. If Swissvale signed it, we could not assign it to Swissvale-Braddock Regional Police, but they were willing to let us go month to month. So it's just a clean break. That copier will leave around January 1st. They'll bring the copier in, and it'll be the property of the board.
Any further discussion, any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Motion, let's see, discuss scheduling a special meeting. We already did that part, sorry. Discuss advertising of 2026 meeting schedule. Motion to approve the 2026 meeting schedule as attached.
Second.
Discussion? Anyone see any dates that jump out as a concern? We double check. For holiday?
I double checked for holidays.
Okay.
None of these conflict with, because I know we moved one or two Swissvale meetings. This wouldn't conflict with any of those.
I know the April one, we moved from April 1st to April 6th. That was.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Resolution.
Yeah.
That doesn't conflict.
I just want to make sure it wasn't the same day. Thank you.
And we're still each one, Braddock Hill, Swissvale.
Concerns? Discussion? Let's hope next year we have our budget ready to approve on the 14th of December, so we don't have special meetings.
It's actually required by October 15th. You have to have it first.
You have to have it approved by October 15th.
In the bylaws, it says October 15th, because it has to be presented to both councils after that, so we get on.
Thank you. So
Okay.
let's hope that it's done by December 14th.
it just has to be done.
Yes. All right, so we've got our October 12th meeting, 2026 will be our target. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions, motion carries. All right, so let's discuss the proposal for our solicitor for Swissvale-Braddock Regional Police Department. You want to talk about?
I did some research and put together a RFP for legal services as a starting point to get that process moving. If you're interested in this being distributed to some qualified solicitors, I'd be happy to get that done.
Are we required to advertise this?
It's a professional service. I mean,
Professional service, so you're free to hire whoever you want. You can circulate it to one or more, firms. But I mean, if you wanted to work with a certain firm, and you could just hire them. It's not a requirement. It has to be advertised, but I think you can solicit multiple proposals as many as you want. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
what kind of term, I assume these brackets are things that can be edited or adjusted.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it's just a starting.
yeah, I mean, a lot of this, I trust your discernment in terms of like when the date, the time and dates for when it's due and all of that, but what kind of contract, I mean, is there a suggestion in terms of what type of contract term we should be starting with or looking for?
I would recommend at least a year.
Yeah. I think,
I think 1 to 3 years is a reasonable.
I mean, is that what we're asking, 1 to 3 years?
I would recommend that.
Okay. I didn't know if we had to say like 2 years or 3, or I didn't know how precisely it would be.
I think from looking at, I did receive one submission for interest in being a solicitor for us.
Great.
And I kind of based a lot on
Okay.
what they showed there.
Sounds
And
good.
there is, some language you get, you can break it after a certain point
Mhm.
and hire somebody else to do it. So. I was
Thanks.
I was gonna say reasonable time, like if we give them a month to submit it. So I think that would be reasonable, but I was waiting for.
I say we move forward with advertising. Putting it out there and starting to entertain proposals. No objection, we'll get the direction. It's just been brought to our attention by our awesome administrative assistant, executive assistant, business manager / keep us all together. October 12th is Indigenous Peoples' Day. So we may want to look at that date for reconsideration on our schedule. It's a national holiday. Other than being Deneen's birthday, do we want to move it to the 19th?
No.
How about the
Our June meeting's on my
Well, I
birthday.
would request
It's like a
that day
trend.
off.
Right,
unexcused absence? Would we want to move it?
April 26th.
Oh, we
or
got,
the following-
we gotta have it done by the
following
15th. We gotta have it by the 15th. So we
Uh,
gotta do the 5th.
Yeah.
Oh, we
the-
do
the
it on
5th
the
isn't a
5th?
holiday.
Pardon me?
The 5th isn't a religious holiday or federal holiday.
Thank you. Should we move that to, any objection to, is there anything? That is.
We'll make sure we vote on the budget.
Monday the 5th, October 5th,
Yeah, because then we can get the budget approved.
Right.
before the 15th. So, did I hear an amendment to the previously approved schedule?
Yeah, I'm amend this, based off of the previously approved schedule that we amended the October date to October the 5th. Same time and place as the 12th.
Second best.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So announcements. We will be hosting the swearing in ceremony on the 29th of December at 6:30 PM.
Okay, have we checked with Judge Hoff?
We have to double check this.
Because I confirmed the 22nd with her
That's what.
on Saturday, so I don't know. Let's check with her and see if her schedule allows
Okay,
and time.
okay. The 22nd was, we had previously discussed having the swearing in ceremony on the 22nd. However, we have to move it given our respect and love for Braddock Hills holiday decorations.
Do you have to wait a second?
Give us a reason I'll drive around again. Okay?
You're all
Um,
helping to judge this year.
So, no. So tentatively, we'll set it for the 28th, given we have 29th, we'll confirm with Judge Caulfield that she'll be
Yeah,
available. And everything's going to be donated, including the rental space. Thank you, Mayor, for offering your space. We do have some folks that have agreed to contribute financially for food and some light refreshments. It's 100% donated, all of it. And that'll be 1913 McCaig Street in Swissvale. And again, several members of the committee have already offered to contribute financially. So we will stick within that budget and be able to do this 100% at no expense or cost to the commission or either borough. So stay tuned with that. We'll confirm through some form of social media prior to, but on the 22nd, absolutely we'll have.
Okay, so once we know the date and time, we will send out, everybody needs to be sworn in,
Mhm.
correct? And so we will send out like a invite. And do we want any extras, or will this just be our police departments and their extended family? Like everybody can bring extended family. Is there anybody else that we need to include? State reps, yes, and our Jay Costa and Abigail,
Both councils.
All the councils, yeah.
all councils.
And put it out in the field. I mean, I think, it's Monday, the week between holidays for some folks and some folks, I mean, but at the same time, come meet your police. I mean, come meet your folks. This is what it is. Luxury problem is we have a little spillover into, I don't think we're gonna run out of space.
No, I mean, I'm not worried about that. I just don't want to exclude anybody, but we can't include everybody.
Right.
Right.
I mean, we have to be a little selective in
Mhm.
who knows about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll think about that and kind of get a list together. We
Sounds
have to work on that.
And members elect.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so if anybody has suggestions other than what we just mentioned, maybe we'll just have a email feed and
Yeah.
and then we'll get invites out by next Monday, this coming Monday.
Yes, we'll have everything locked in for that.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. That's
We'll
fine.
do them. 2 weeks, yeah.
And apparently there'll be delicious food. We have some people that have already asked for specific food and we will honor that request. We love her though.
Why do I have to go to?
This isn't broadcasting right now, right? One of us would get a text. So apparently there'll be chicken parm. So that being said, all right, so we've got our committee reports now. This is more of a placeholder. We're not there yet. Personnel, there's nothing really to report that we can discuss in open forum. We will be having a executive session after this. Finance, we just went through a proposal. Chief, do you have something to?
Continue to work through all the processes. I think one of the things that we very aggressively went after this when we decided to do it, and there was some expectation by myself that we'd have everything done by December 28th or whatever the start date is. After speaking with a gentleman named Jerry Simpson, who was for a long time the DCED rep who oversaw the implementation of regional police departments, he said, this is a process, it's going to take time. So we're going to get this up and running, but it's going to be a continuation of getting through issues over the next 3 to 6 months till this is really completely done. So the budget and the contract are the big hurdles, and everything else will fall into place after that. So we're continuing to work very hard to get things done.
I mean, we've got things like restriping cars, badges.
Yeah, that's not all gonna be
uniforms.
in place on day one. It's just not a realistic expectation that we can have that all in place. So it's gonna be a process.
Okay. Any questions for Chief? We don't have a solicitor's report this evening. Administration report, Lindsay. Okay,
Cheryl, do you have anything?
Did you receive the RFP from the ones firm for solicitor?
Yes, I do
Okay,
have that. Yes.
okay. So I can submit that to everybody if you'd like.
I was gonna get them all together and include that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I'll correct the meeting dates and I'll get that to you with the corrected October date. Good catch. Didn't show up on my calendar that I used. I don't know why, but okay, thank you. But yeah, I'll get that to you.
Thank you.
again, president's report, there isn't much yet to report other than what was discussed in the swearing in. And we have a meeting on the 22nd, at 7:30. So.
Virtual.
Virtually, yes. Yeah, I would, any.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 6:38.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Okay.